Hello, everyone. Thank you guys for joining in to today's Meet MobileCoin. I'm your host, Colin Lowenberg, and this is going to be a very special Meet MobileCoin because we're going to be talking about our developer bounties and our grants program. If you'd like to join in to this podcast in the future, feel free to apply for any of our bounties that we'll be discussing today. As well, join in by just messaging me on Discord. So you can always go to mobilecoin.chat to join our Discord community. And if you join in there, then you can reach me. I'm always online. And I'd love to meet any developers who are building with MobileCoin, or if you're just interested, feel free to contact us through the Discord as well. If you're looking for any of the information we're talking about today, it's all going to be online at developers.mobilecoin.com. If you specifically want to reach out to me and follow me, you can follow me on Twitter as well. And I'll give you my Twitter right below. I'm COLO on Twitter. Now, today I want to kind of walk through our developer portal and show you around just a little bit, show you where you can find all of the documentation. I'm also going to talk about the bounties that we now have live on Gitcoin, and I'll show you where to find those. And then I'll also allow anyone to ask questions from the audience. So if you're watching right now, feel free to ask any questions or say hello in the comments. And I'm happy to answer any questions about these bounties. So first of all, we've launched a developer portal, which I think we've talked about in a few times before. And this website is really designed to educate anyone about MobileCoin, but also to educate people who are developers and help them onboard to the MobileCoin ecosystem. So you can see the developer portal right here, developers.mobilecoin.com. You can also see we've got, events right on the front page. So if you're in San Francisco, we have some meetups coming up. And we also publish other events that are online events on that same website. You can also find out, a little bit more about MobileCoin. If you're new to MobileCoin and this is your first time hearing about it, then I'd recommend watching this video. What is MobileCoin? It's a really great little video. Explains it for pretty much any level. Now, you can also see a lot of the apps that we already have built for MobileCoin. This is an open source ecosystem. So anyone can go and build an application. So you can see Signal is obviously one of our top applications in our ecosystem. You can also see Fennec Wallet, which is a web browser wallet. You can see in my web browser right here, I can use it. Now, these apps are very useful wallets. And we also have Mixin, which is a great app for mobile devices as well as a desktop wallet. So I'll be doing some shows in the future to walk through each of these wallets and educate users on how to use these wallets. At the same time, we also have those exchanges out there. SFox is not an exchange. They're a prime dealer, and they're a really good trading platform. If you're in the US, you can use SFox to buy and sell MobileCoin. Outside the US, Binance and FTX, Gate.io, and recently Bitrue listed us. Now, as you scroll down through the ecosystem, you see there's some more beta applications. You can see the MobileCoin beta app. You can see our desktop wallet. You can see these bots, these Signal bots right here. And we'll have some more bounties for bots next week. This week, we have bounties that are really focused on two parts of our ecosystem that already have been started but haven't been finished yet. And it's actually Woocommerce plugin for payments is the first version of a plugin for a e-commerce website that supports MobileCoin. And we're working with Woocommerce closely, and we've been developing this plugin. But really, what we need is a community of developers who want to build more of these e-commerce plugins. And so we have a bounty for that, and we also have a bounty for the Block Explorer. I'll explain exactly why we have bounties for things that we already have in our ecosystem, but it's because we need to bring in more developers from outside of the MobileCoin developer ecosystem. And we want to bring in those folks that are interested in building on top of MobileCoin. So the Block Explorer today, if we go to the website, it's relatively, pretty standard. It's kind of cool. It's got the green text and the black background, but there's not a lot of information in this block explorer. And that's okay because MobileCoin is a opaque blockchain, right? You don't need to look at someone's amounts or who's sending and who's receiving, but you do need to verify transactions. And so the blockchain explorer is a really critical thing for any blockchain to have. And not just one block explorer, we need to have multiple block explorers. And the reason why is you don't want to have a centralized repository or centralized tool that is the only way for people to access this information. So we really want developers in the outside of MobileCoin or inside our community to come in and refurbish the site, make it look nice. Let's clean it up and make it look searchable. Let's add some analytics. Let's improve this user interface so that it's more exciting for people to look at as well. Now you can go in here and you can actually click next so you can see each block on here. So we should have that functionality, but what we really want is some sort of search or some sort of analytics to say how many blocks have been created. We could show these numbers increasing and how fast the blocks are finished. So if you want to find out about that bounty, it's really simple. I would recommend going to getcoin.co/MobileCoin official. You can also just go to getcoin.co and search for MobileCoin, and you'll be able to find this page. I'll go ahead and put that right on your screen as well so you can find it. There we go. getcoin.co/MobileCoin official/bounties. And we'll also put this up on the developer portal so it's easy to find. But just if you're watching right now, you can go to that website. And right now you can see we've got two bounties. We've got a block explorer right here. And the block explorer bounty, at a high level, we want to create the new block explorer that anyone can run off of with their full service wallet. Now, if you're wondering what is the full service wallet, well, let's go back and look at the documentation. So if we go back to MobileCoin's developer portal, go to developers, go to payments API, this is the full service API. So essentially taking the API and then implementing that into a block explorer is the goal of this bounty. Now that sounds simple, but it's certainly a good amount of work, and we are certainly going to pay you well for this. So we've put a $5,000 bounty out for this. Now, if that doesn't meet, if that's not enough funding for this, we are willing to increase that amount, but we need to see the effort that has been implemented so far before we go above that amount. So we're setting a bounty as a starting point, not necessarily the entire bounty is $5,000. We will have continuing grants that will be in addition after you've completed the bounty. You can see we've already got a lot of applicants. I published this Gitcoin bounty last month, and we've already got over 7 or 8 different developers who are submitting to work on this. So we've got interest from the community already on this one, and I'm really excited. We're going to accept one of these Block Explorer applicants today or possibly by tomorrow. So get your application in if you'd like to work on the Block Explorer. So that one is high priority for our team. And there are other teams working on Block Explorers. So if you join our Discord, again, you'll be able to talk with our engineers and ask them questions. Now, the other area that we wanted to focus on was the Woocommerce plugin. Now, we need more of these types of plugins. The Woocommerce plugin was a step in the direction of using MobileCoin on actual websites in actual stores. And you can see a step-by-step guide on how to use the MobileCoin payments plugin for WooCommerce. So you can follow this guide that was written by one of our community members, and you can get this set up, and you can message us, and we'll talk you through how it works. But of course, if you want to win the bounty, you need to do more than just implement the existing plugin. We need someone to take this plugin and approve upon it. So this is really going to be a maybe even bigger effort than the Block Explorer. We need people to go and build more integrations like this. Now, we can certainly do this inside of our own development team, but our dev team is actually really focused on building out the mobile app as well as on ramps and off ramps for MobileCoin. So we have to focus on the core technology while the all the plugins and integrations fall into the MobileCoin ecosystem. And so we're funding this bounty to get more plugins. WooCommerce is certainly an option for you. You can take what we've already built and build upon it, but we also want to see bounties for BigCommerce, Shopify, Squarespace, Webflow, Wix, and any other e-commerce platforms that you feel like are important. Now, if you propose something other than the ones we've listed here, that's fine. Just mention it in your application and we will still accept you. This, we will not be just selecting one developer, and this will actually be selecting multiple developers. So you don't need to be in competition with the other developers. We consider this to be a cooperative contest. Or rather, it's not a contest, it's a cooperative bounty. Now, to meet this bounty, you simply have to go and add MobileCoin to any e-commerce website. Once you've done that, you could submit an open source version of that to our awesome MobileCoin repository. We'll talk about that in just a moment. So now we've kind of covered the two big bounties that we have right now. Focused on shopping and the Block Explorer. And you can find both of these on Gitcoin anytime you want to find us. You can search on Gitcoin, and we'll also be putting this right on the front page of the developer portal with a nice detailed blog post tomorrow. Now, you guys all have the inside scoop on the bounties. I want you to see what you do when you've completed a bounty. So our ecosystem is completely open, and this entire website is actually editable on GitHub. So if you go to any of the documentation, you'll notice that we have an edit on GitHub button right here on the website. The same actually goes for this entire ecosystem. So all of these listings on here are actually open source on our GitHub. So you can go and you can edit these listings, and you can create your own listing for our store. So if you click the awesome mobile coin repository on our main GitHub, MobileCoin official, awesome MobileCoin, you can see how to add your app or company to the directory. So this is the place to go. If you have a company that you want to partner with MobileCoin, reach out to us and submit yourself to our directory. If you have built any type of integration, whether it's a Block Explorer or a Signal bot, you can also submit it here. So doing this is relatively simple. You just go in and add yourself as a directory. So you can see Signal right here is basically a description of what Signal is in Markdown. So it's relatively simple to add yourself to the directory, and then that adds your listing to our website. Now, the bounties that we've talked about today are just the start. So we're not going to stop here. We're actually going to be deploying more bounties, one per week, over the next few months. And we're going to be building out even more areas of our ecosystem. If you're interested to learn about what those will be, feel free to message us on Discord. As a few examples of what we're going to be deploying as bounties, we will be building Windows wallets, which a lot of the community has actually asked us to build a Windows wallet. So we'd like to bring that out to everyone. We'd also like to build more Signal bots. So if you're interested in building Signal bots, reach out to us. Let us know what you want to build, and we might be able to fund it. Now, not every developer wants to work on a bounty. Many developers want to start their own companies or start their own project, and they have their own ideas. And so if you have your own idea and you really want to build something that we're not listing on our bounties, or you just have your own project and you feel like MobileCoin would be a good addition to it, we would love to hear from you. So reach out to us. We'll send you an application to apply for a grant. A grant is different than a bounty. because a grant actually allows you to create your own idea and submit your own idea. And once you've written that grant application once, you can usually apply to multiple projects. So there's a lot of money out there right now in the crypto space and in the Web3 space that is being given out as grants. And so this is a pretty common thing. If you're not already in crypto, and you may not realize that you can actually go and apply for grants from multiple companies. So if you've already gotten a grant from another company, you may still be eligible to come and apply for a grant from MobileCoin to build out an integration between your existing application or an application that you're developing with MobileCoin. So we're absolutely interested in hearing your ideas and adding those to our bounties list, but also you can fill out an application and we'll accept and consider funding your project. Now, I'd love to see any questions from the audience. I promise to give a prize to anyone who asks the best question. So if you have a question for me, I would really appreciate it. And I'll answer them live for you guys now. I see a few questions. One of them asking for an airdrop. In the past, we've done airdrops on these calls. We also had issues with, everyone wants to get that airdrop. So we've had people trying to sign up for that airdrop with hundreds of bots. So if you have a solution for that, if you want to help us build a better airdrop solution, that would be really great. So the person asking us for airdrops today, sorry, we're not giving an airdrop, but maybe you can help us design a better Sybil resistant airdrop bot. The way that if you're interested in seeing all of our bot infrastructure and what you can do with MobileCoin's bot SDK, I'd recommend going into the developer portal, go under developers and go to Signal Bot SDK. So in here, you can find out about Forest, which is the name of our SDK for Signal Messenger. And you can see we actually have templates for bots in here. Now, you do need your own phone number, so you can actually get a phone number from Google Voice, Twilio, or Telly. Once you have that phone number, you can then install the Forest application on your computer and build your own Signal bot. You'll also notice that there are more examples on our GitHub. So if you go to our GitHub, you can find all of these bots. Just search for Forest on our GitHub, and you'll find the Forest GitHub repo. And you'll see there are several different examples in here. There's Echo Pay, which just echoes everything you say. There's the Hotline bot, which we've used for airdrops in the past. There's many, many more bots in here. If you go to sample bots, you can see we've got a Hello bot, a Poetry bot, an Evil bot. I'm not sure what the Evil bot does, but maybe you could test it out. It sounds like it sends some funny messages. So if you're interested in working on bots, we're going to have more bounties coming up that'll be focused on our bots. If you specifically want to integrate MobileCoin into that bot, this is the best way to integrate it. So while you could go and build a bot without the Forest SDK and just use the Signal CLI to integrate your bot with MobileCoin, I would highly recommend using Forest as a starting point and a framework for your bots. Now, MobileCoin, if you're not already familiar, is integrated into Signal. And so it makes it relatively simple to make payments with a Signal bot. And we actually have 2 examples of those Signal bots as well on our ecosystem. So on this page, you can see Imogen and Hotline. Imogen's a really beautiful, amazing bot that you can chat with and create art with. You can also go to Imogen's Twitter to see the art that Imogen is creating. You see right here, this is Goggin painted a dog. Cezanne painted a kangaroo. Cezanne painted a pineapple. And there's a lot of interesting stuff out there. But I just realized there might have been something bad on the screen there. Now, also, there is a hotline bot that has subscription and announcements. So this allows you to distribute information similar to an email newsletter that sends out messages to everyone that follows you on the hotline. So the hotline bot is really useful. You can message the bot and say a password, and it adds you to a subscription list. And you can also pay to join that subscription list. So it uses MobileCoin to pay for subscriptions, as well as it uses MobileCoin. You can pay people for joining a group. So that's very useful. And it's probably the best bot that we've used for airdrops in the past. So I'd love to see any. Oh, it looks like we've got some questions. I'm going to answer those questions. So one of our more common and most spotted community members has joined us. Sanava, thank you for asking a question. The question is, do you have any cooperators who are interested in integrating API, and what kind of merchants will be interested in Mob? So the answer is yes. We do have several merchant companies that are interested in working with MobileCoin. We've already done an integration with Woocommerce. As an example, that's probably our largest merchant services partner right now. At the same time, we have multiple cash register point of sale companies that are interested in using MobileCoin, as well as other e-commerce websites. So I absolutely, if you have someone who works, if you know someone that works at one of the e-commerce companies, we would love to talk to them. Also, I see someone who is anonymous, but says they'd love to have a conversation about bots. Feel free to reach out to me directly. I'm Colo on Twitter, or you can reach me on Discord. I'm relatively easy to find. I think we also have a question like, how is MobileCoin any different from other blockchain transfers? And that's a great question. So the quick answer is we are very different. So MobileCoin is harder to mess up. It's really easy to use. If your phone is stolen, you can recover your wallet with just a PIN number. This is really important because it makes MobileCoin a lot easier to use. And it's a big part of the Signal integration that makes it easy to recover your wallet. If you lose your phone, you just download Signal and you can recover your wallet. Also, MobileCoin is sustainable, which is very important, especially if you're going to scale to millions of payments. There's already 100 million users on Signal. So if you chose something that doesn't scale, it's going to cause problems for not just the environment, but the people building the network. So we've built a network that is carbon negative, thanks to our community buying carbon credits to offset the very small footprint of our servers. So it's also faster. Most blockchains don't settle very quickly. The bigger ones like Bitcoin can take 10 minutes or more, Ethereum just as much. So it's not exactly like blockchain was designed for mobile or in-person payments. So MobileCoin is able to settle payments in under 5 seconds. And then finally, and maybe most importantly, MobileCoin respects privacy by providing the additional encryption and protection for all of your transaction history. So when you send MobileCoin between two users, no one outside of those two users has access to that transaction details. This is really important for businesses as well as personal privacy. Businesses don't want their books to be open. They don't want to be completely open on the internet with every single transaction that their business has made be public on a blockchain. As well, personally, I don't necessarily want people to be able to see where I buy my coffee or where I buy a beer at the bar. I hope I answered your question well. Got another question. Are all our bots built in-house? So no, actually, our bots are not all built in-house. We have a couple teams outside of the MobileCoin core team that are also building bots. In fact, one of the teams that was building bots for Signal was acquired by the MobileCoin team. So we've actually brought some in-house, but there are more teams. I spoke to a team just last week that's building a shopping bot with Signal, and we're hoping that they'll integrate MobileCoin and win this bounty. Great. I see someone also interested in working on the Windows wallet. Thank you, Carol. We'll get that bounty up and we can get people working on it. Now if there's any more questions, I would love more questions, but I'll also choose one of you to receive a prize for asking a good question. I just want to say thank you, Azan Khan. This was a really good question, as well as why are we different from other blockchain transfer coins? And I really enjoyed being asked that question because I get to actually talk about our product and why we use it. I sometimes shy away from being too, I don't want to shill on this call. I don't want to like tell people, oh, you must use MobileCoin, but it truly is the only solution out there right now that has all of these features. There's no other product out there that I know of or that anyone in my company knows of that is both easy, sustainable, fast, and also completely encrypted end to end. So this is kind of my favorite question today. So Azan Khan, I'll be sending you some MobileCoin as a thank you. So thank you guys for asking questions today. If you want to message me, again, I'm on Twitter @Colo and on our Discord, mobilecoin.chat. Now, if you haven't already dove into the developer portal, I encourage you to start with the Explain Like I'm 5 series and get up to speed on MobileCoin. We have we just launched a new version, Life of a Transaction, and you can read this step-by-step guide walking through a MobileCoin transaction. So this would probably be the best answer to your question, Azan, is take a look at this document and learn how the MobileCoin transactions are different from other blockchains. As well, we have the white papers on the website. So if you want to dive right into the white papers, you can. We also include the Bitcoin white paper on here, so you can compare MobileCoin to Bitcoin with your own mind. Do your own research is a common thing in crypto, and I encourage everyone to do their own research and read all of the white papers before they make any decisions. Thank you guys for joining in today. I think we covered everything, and I look forward to more folks applying for the Gitcoin bounties. Again, if you want to find the Gitcoin bounties, go to gitcoin.co/mobilecoinofficial, and you'll find our bounties. Thank you guys for joining in. I'm going to bid you guys farewell. I think I got one last question from Oliver, but I did not get your question. Sorry, Oliver. Feel free to follow up with us. Here's one more question. Apart from bounties, do you consider other ways to abstract good developers to join? Maybe we should have some influencers come talk about MobileCoin and developers. I would love to work with more influencers. We actually have started to do that. We typically aren't going and paying influencers, but we do have some influencers that are on board and already excited about MobileCoin. And I think one of them is actually doing something today. I'll share it on our socials, so look out for that. I don't know the word influencer is correct. I think key opinion leaders in crypto is the term. So I'd like to. I brought on a community member previously. So if you know someone who's a key opinion leader and wants to talk about MobileCoin, then feel free to introduce them to us. I think I'm more focused on building and attracting developers by putting out bounties and a grant program that will successfully attract them to MobileCoin's ecosystem. Whereas I think influencers are key to mass adoption. And that is also a very important thing for MobileCoin because we are focused on building out a payments app that can be used by anyone. So the Block Explorer and e-commerce plugins are really the stepping stones to then get to the point where we can actually have mass adoption. And I can tell you that our app is coming soon, and that app is going to be really easy for the non-developers as well. And so I think that's really important that we make a product that works for everyone, and doesn't have a huge or a high bar of learning just to use the product. But please, if you're a developer, join our Discord and let me know about your ideas. And thank you guys for joining us today. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you for joining.